बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम ख़ातिन व हज़रात, कैसे हैं आप? आपके मूड कैसे हैं? आपके मिजाज कैसे हैं? मैं आपका होस्ट दोस्त अरशद भट्टी हूँ। आज हमारे स्टूडियोज़ में एक यंग ब्राइट एनर्जेटिक पर्सन हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं और ये बड़ी अच्छी बात है कि हमारे जो नौजवान बच्चे हैं वो भी अब बिजनेसेस में आ रहे हैं। जी हाँ, आपने लोगो तो देख लिया होगा, अरूज फाइनेंशियल, और अरूज फाइनेंशियल के साथ मुंसलिक हैं रेहान सैयद। आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, खुश आमदीद कहेंगे। रेहान, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, a very young age and you're in the business.
Yeah,
So how it started? You're in the insurance business, financial planning.
Yeah.
So what inspired you?
Honestly, first and foremost, alhamdulillah that I'm even in this position. Really nice meeting you. I've always seen my dad and, how he would always meet other people and kind of just talk with other people and how he would help people with his business. I was even just telling you right now how I remember coming into, your studio and just how, the community kind of goes around with my dad and how he was able to help so many people. So at a young age, I was like, okay, maybe this is something that, I can maybe pursue. And, one thing about me, alhamdulillah, that, I really love helping others. I really love, kind of just seeing how I can help people and just, try my best to help people. So obviously, alhamdulillah, financial planning industry, it's a very good industry because obviously people need financial planning, right? So that's kind of what kind of motivated me to kind of.
So you're interacting with the people. So you like it?
I like it. I love it. I'm a very social person. I love talking. Some people maybe look at me and think, okay, this guy's a little too energetic. I don't care about what they think. I love communicating with people, meeting new people every single day, meeting different kind of characters and kind of just engaging with the community. And, inshallah, from this especially, I can kind of just get my name out there, get my face out there. And inshallah, just go from there.
The logo of the Orooj Financial. So Rehan Syed is son of Zahid Syed. He's a big name in the insurance industry and is very popular in our community and all other communities. Okay, we start with the business now.
Yeah.
So what is financial planning and why it is so important?
Yeah. So when people think about financial planning, they probably think, obviously, okay, it has something to do with your finances and planning it. So they're right. I kind of like to keep it very simple. I like to kind of just, make into 3 different categories. So there's obviously risk protection, wealth preservation, and then a wealth creation as well. So when it comes to risk protection, there's 3 different financial risks people don't really know about. The risk of living too long, dying too soon, and then getting sick. So that's that part. And then obviously wealth preservation. People love creating wealth, but it's not only about creating that wealth, it's about preserving that wealth and making sure that you're able to transfer that wealth to the next generation. So that's that. And then obviously wealth creation. Who doesn't love creating wealth, right?
Everybody.
So kind of finding the best way, especially nowadays, taxes, especially capital gains taxes going up, those kind of things. So how we can, create wealth the most tax effective way. So that's kind of how I kind of like to outline and explain financial planning.
All right. Okay. So you mentioned 3 financial risks. You can elaborate more?
Well, number 1, obviously, the risk of living too long would be that, right?
Life expectancy.
Obviously, yeah, the living too long and then dying too soon, getting sick or hurt. Those are the 3 different financial risks. So when it comes to living too long, many people think, okay, why would this be a financial risk, right? Many Canadians, especially nowadays with cost of living going up, inflation going through the roof, those kind of things, a lot of people are realizing that they're not saving as much as they should have. They don't have too much in their RSPs, they don't have too much in their savings, and their pensions are just not cutting it, right? A lot of people love relying on the government, but one thing you have to realize, the government doesn't really care too much about you in these kind of situations. So it's a matter about how can we mitigate this risk and transfer, again, this risk to someone else. So finding ways where we can have maybe tax-free stream of income during retirement and obviously do that kind of retirement planning. So that's number 1. Number 2, obviously dying too soon, right? People have mortgages, people have debts and things of that sort. And a lot of people don't realize that what if khuda na khasta, you prematurely pass away. I have a lot of people that I know personally that, my age passed away. It's a really, really close friend of mine. So a lot of people don't think about this. And, early on, especially, jab shadi hoti hai, these kind of things, bache, all that kind of stuff, making sure that they're protected, right? Having that kind of base protection is very, very important. And then last but not least is getting sick or hurt. So it's kind of going on the dying too soon aspect, except obviously you're not passing away, you're getting sick or you're getting hurt. So obviously if you get disabled or if you get critically ill, get a stroke, cancer, these things are happening nowadays more than ever before. So it's a matter about how can we take that, of course, transfer it to someone else. So khuda na khasta, if that does happen, we're obviously covered.
Rehan, one more thing is a common phenomena. जो आम बच्चे हैं, young people हैं, वो कहते हैं we are too young to have insurance. हमें तो insurance की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So what you say about that?
Yeah, so obviously I have a lot of friends who, They think about insurance. They're like, okay, I'm what, 20, 21, 22. I don't need any kind of insurance. And there's a few different things I would like to say to that. Number one, when you look at, for example, premiums, if you want to go into the nitty-gritty of costs and all that kind of stuff, obviously it's very, very cheap when you buy these kind of insurance policies, any kind of insurance policy when you're young. So that's number one. Number two, if you buy, like, for example...
For the young people, you were saying?
For the young people, exactly. As long as they're healthy, of course. Because I love telling people, you don't buy insurance, you apply for insurance. Because obviously, you have to go through medical, those kind of things. But that's more into the nitty-gritty. But going back to what I was saying, obviously, number one, starting like that. Number two, it gets you in that habit. It gets you in that habit of thinking financially, thinking more on the planning side. Because, for example, myself, I love, buying nice thing here, nice thing there. Alhamdulillah, if you have the means for that. But a lot of people don't think about, okay, how can we have these habits put in place so, when we get married or when we have kids or anything else, right? We have a solid foundation. So that's number two. Number three, obviously, going back to obviously the premiums being very low. If you have something in place, there's certain products that we have that we can convert to different kinds of products, because insurance, there's a wide variety of products. So once again, having that insurability in place is very, very important because, God forbid, if you do have some sort of medical condition before and you don't have anything in place, 9 times out of 10, you're never going to be covered.
And I think so insurance is an investment tool.
100%, 100%. A lot of people...
If you start in the early age, it helps you in the...
100%. The more money you put in for, again, it's going more into like the products and everything. I kind of want to keep it more generic and just broad. But exactly as you said, I actually have one of my friends, I gave him a policy, and he has just a basic policy right now because he's young. It's costing him not much at all. It's costing him barely anything. I think... if you go, Popeyes or Subway or something, that might cost more, maybe in a month or whatever, right? So he's buying that, he got that right now. And I told him, like, okay, when you start making a little bit more money, come back to me and we can convert this plan into something that, like you said before, can build up liquid tax-free wealth, stuff like that, more on the wealth creation side. So a lot of people, they don't realize that there's these tools that within the insurance industry, in the insurance products that these young people can use. And once again, going back to the habits. Habits create everything, right? I wouldn't be in this position today if I didn't instill good habits, right? So that's one thing I love to preach.
Okay, Canada is an immigrant country. There's a lot of people coming every year. A lot of 100,000 people are coming. Is it also important for the newcomers, financial planning? What do you think?
100%. A lot of people, when they come to Canada, right? Even, for example, you or my dad or whoever, right? Coming from Pakistan, India, wherever, right? They come here and their first thing is, okay, how can I make as much money as possible, right? A lot of people don't think that sometimes the best kind of offense is defense. Before building an empire, before building anything, having some sort of protection, having a base is equally as important, if not even more. So I love to preach to, new immigrants and new people come to Canada that right when you come, let's look at the 3 financial risks. Again, living too long, dying too soon, getting sick. How can we, with your means, with your finances, how can we make sure that these risks are covered? So once, God forbid, if anything were to happen, someone could pay for that, and it gives you that peace of mind so you can continue working on your career, working on your business, working on whatever, knowing that if anything does happen, you're covered and you're safe. I tell people, again, I like to actually go to my friends, right? My friends are very young, I'm very young. I go to them, I'm like, okay, guys, I'll just tell you life insurance. What do you have to say? Life insurance, just answer me. People say scam. People say, oh, I'm too young, like how we discussed. Oh, I don't need it. Oh, I never saw any benefit from it. The issue is with life insurance and this whole industry, and the whole financial planning industry as a whole, people don't understand that there's misinformation and there's not enough education, right? Like how we discussed right now, how you can build liquid tax-free wealth, for example, within the life insurance policy. Most people won't even know that. Most people think, okay, life insurance is to protect something, and then obviously people have that ideology of this is never going to happen. A lot of people assume they take life insurance and they keep it with auto insurance, that they kind of mix the two. Obviously, okay, I'm not getting into an accident, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. I love to tell my clients, I love to tell people that insurance, life insurance especially, it's bought based off love, right? If you love your wife, you love your kids, you want to make sure that they're protected. Obviously, I'm not saying that you're going to reap the benefits of a term insurance policy, for example, something like that. But having something there, it shows that you're doing something right. And you always have to do good by doing good,
Right. And of course, in this industry, your mentor is your father. Inspiration is your father.
My inspiration and my mentor is my father. My dad. I come to events and I'm always like with him, especially since I was a young boy. And people always just tell me like, yeah, this is the guy you have to learn from. This is the guy you have to really, look up to. And, I've seen everything he's done, obviously the amount of, things he's given us, personally, and obviously on the financial side, how he's helped so many people. And, he tells me things every single day. Even before coming here, he's like, Rehan, you got this and that. And he's just always just someone I look up to. I'm very inspired because, a lot of my friends, they're going, doctor, lawyer, these kind of things, which again, everyone has their own different passions. But I just saw from a young age how my dad was able to help so many people. So I look up to him and, I try to ask him as many questions. And obviously now we're a team. We're a team, right? So we work with each other. We work together. We bounce off ideas. I help him. He helps me. So.
And the good thing is that he's also very hardworking and also he acquired all the education related to the industry. That's very important.
100%, such as designations, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Rehan, thank you very much and wish you very good luck.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a very bright future in this industry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
guys.
जी जनाब हमारे साथ मौजूद थे रेहान सैयद, यकीनन वेरी ब्राइट हैं और आपने देखा किस तरह से चीज़ों को एक्सप्लेन किया है और यकीनन इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्री में इनका जो मुस्तकबिल है, फ्यूचर है, बड़ा ब्राइट है और ऑफ कोर्स इट ऑल कम्स फ्रॉम द फादर जाहिद सईद साहब की मेंटरशिप है इनके साथ और उन्होंने भी इस हवाले से इंडस्ट्री में बड़ी जो मेहनत की है और तमाम जो एजुकेशन के हवाले से या जो भी जो टॉप जो भी सर्टिफिकेशन होती है वो जाहिद सईद साहब ने ली है और मेरे ख्याल वही जो है अब कन्वर्ट हो रही है उनके बेटे में रेहान सैयद में। उम्मीद है ये भी इस इंडस्ट्री में बहुत अच्छा मकाम बनाएंगे। दुआ में रखिएगा याद, हौसला नहीं हारना, बल्कि हौसला भी कोहाने की चीज़, ऑलवेज फॉलो योर हार्ट, क्योंकि सब अच्छे के बाद। अगले प्रोग्राम में आपसे फिर मुलाकात होगी। स्टूडियो इंजीनियर तला भट्टी, मेज़बान अरशद भट्टी को दीजिए इजाज़त। अल्लाह हाफिज़ और सपुर्द मौला।
Attention business owners and corporate professionals. Tired of taxes chipping away at your company's profit? Take control of your financial future with our revolutionary corporate insurance strategy that works like tax-free saving account with no limits. Say goodbye to over 50% tax on passive income and a hefty 66.7% capital gain inclusion rates. Don't let the taxman hold you back. Unlock the full potential of your corporate investments with the full liquidity today. Hello, this is Rehan Syed of Orooj Financial Group. To learn more, call us at 905-624-0008.